Hi, welcome to my new blog of Bihar Exploration. This time I went to Bihar Museum, a bridge to the past and gateway to the future. So there is some history about Patna or the city in which I live. Patna is a city with historic past and this land saw the advent of many glorious civilizations. The history of this city unravels like a ball of thread and surprises you with twists and turns as we travel over 2 millennia. The Patna Museum, established in 1917, will soon turn a century old along with the date of discovery of its most cherished and visited artifact, the world famous Didarganj Yakshi, statue of monumental modern vision. In the state of Bihar, the need for a new museum was seriously felt. The Patna Museum, having limitation both in physical space as well as in its design and methods of presentation. Department of Art, Culture and Youth, State of Bihar proposed a new museum on Bali Road on the site west of the Patna Museum, commonly known as Jadughar, literally a house of magic to most residents of Bihar. The Patna Museum has celebrated artifacts and collection. Many of these objects of history and art are relocated to the new museum with the vision of making it a central focus to celebrate the glorious history of this region, a catalyzing force that united ancient India. With this in mind, based on the competitive bidding, the world's largest and leading firm, Lord Cultural Resources, were commissioned to do the planning of the world-class museum in Patna. Chronological order as prehistory, proto-history, early Bihar, the rise of Magda and successive dynasties. Thematic zones explore the growth of Buddhism and Jainism, the Maurya Empire, and Ashoka. Other major sections are the Gupta Empire, the important Mahaviras, the Pala dynasty, the medieval period, and Mughal rule. The Visible Storage Gallery has a unique terracotta collection from Bihar and other major historical sites of the Indian subcontinent. The quaint storage is attached to this section. Historical art, regional art engage with interpretive approaches to art. Bihari diaspora explored the contribution of Bihari people in making inedible imprints in the history and culture of the land where they settled. Battling extremely adverse conditions, the migrant population along with Bihari greats have impacted the destiny of history, culture and society of India. Children's gallery is designed as a separate section. So there are different galleries, that is orientation, children's gallery, history gallery A, history gallery B, history gallery C, visible storage, historical art, regional art and Bihar diaspora in the museum. So from here onwards, enjoy the music and have a look or have a virtual look of Bihar Museum Patna. Please watch my whole video. Thank you. Overview of the museum at the Orientation Gallery. A series of 5 panels gives an overview of the museum, the 3 history galleries and the other galleries as visible storage, historical art, regional art and Bihari diaspora, contemporary art and temporary exhibition. A timeline pinpoints important milestones and significant events in Bihar from prehistory to the 19th century. A map of museum is located here. New finds and audiovisuals which shows the latest artifacts from recent discoveries and the ongoing excavation at Telhara gives visitors a sense of the continuing search to understand our past. Our perception of history are forever changing with new discoveries. An audiovisual presents the many digs across the state of Bihar, revealing the kind of work archaeologists are engaged in. Watch the orientation film at the orientation theatre located at the end of the gallery. The film covers the Mesolithic remains at Paisara in Munger, the Neolithic site of Taradi in Bodh Gaya, the Chalcolithic sites of Sonpur in Gair, the dwelling sites of Chirand in Saran, and the painted rock-cut cave shelter in Camor, Nawada and Jamui. You can see the past work conducted by the Directorates of Archaeology and Museums of Bihar and the Archaeological Survey of India. A special emphasis is given to ongoing work at the historic sites of Telhara and Chausa. At History Gallery, you will walk through the prehistory of the Indian subcontinent, presented in context of Bihar region. Unravel the history of Indus Valley, the second urbanization, and Haryanka. Learn about Buddha's key disciples, the global spread of Buddhism, and the core teaching of Buddhism and Jainism. Marvel is the collection of stone and bronze Tirthankars showing the life of Mahavira and absorbed Jain art. Journey past the Sisulangas and Nandas and witness the rise of Mauryan dynasty. Asoka Rhine, Kalinga War, Asoka turned to peace, Asoka edicts illustrate the use of Brahmi and other scripts. View a recreation of the impressive architecture of Paravar caves. Introduction to Gallery A. At the entrance, there are four large terracotta jars from Harappa set with a copper clad wall. A map of the gallery introduces the visitor to the various sections. Prehistory to first urbanization. Stone tools and artifacts from the Palaeolithic and Mesolithic age are on display. Neolithic shells and grinding stones are exhibited. People of Chirand in Bihar made smaller, more precise tools called microliths to aid them in hunting and farming. From the Chalcolithic age, there are large terracotta jars, rare copper hoards, and tools. The first urbanization section shows advanced skills in pottery and Harappan civilization. It explores the lost civilization of Indus Valley and the mystery of Harappan script, which is yet to be deciphered. Here, you can also learn about the origin of Vedic traditions. Second urbanization, 16 Mahajanpadas. The 16 Mahajanpadas were the core of sovereign kingdoms formed in ancient India. Of these, Magda, Kasi, and Kosala emerged as principal states. In this section, you can see an array of punch-marked coins, terracotta, and northern black polished ware from those eras. A recreated stone wall with coins and terracotta constitutes a special part of this exhibit. Stories of Haryanka on a Cyclopean Wall. The Haryanka portion of the gallery has a Cyclopean wall. An introductory panel presents the rise of Magda. Under the king Bimbisara, the concept of imperial expansion was established. Rajgira remained the capital of Magda during his son Ajatasattu reign, and he conquered Kosala, Vachi, and Kasi. Jainism and Buddhism show a way of life. At the entrance to the Buddhism and Jainism section, there are stimulating visuals on awakening, and similarly at the end of this section you will see an inspiring landscape at dawn. Stone and bronze sculpture introduces visitors to the philosophy of Jainism and Vardhamana Mahavir. The Buddhism section is detailed with stone and bronze sculptures from different periods, elaborating on Buddhism influence on Indian society. Mahavira and expansion of Jainism. A display of stone and bronze Tirthankars elaborate and expand aspects of Jainism and different jinas. Symbolic expression of Jainism through artifacts, exhibits, and extensive collection of statues are showcased. Core teaching of Buddhism and Jainism. The centerpiece of this section comprises a number of small Buddhist and Jain artifacts. Ribbons of fabric are suspended across, making a graphic connection between Buddhist and Jain philosophies. Doctrine of karma and the path of nirvana are explained. Buddha and the expansion of Buddhism. The main highlight of this section include an extensive collection of Gandhara sculptures on the Buddha as well as large Buddhist sculptures. Key disciples of Buddhas are introduced. The global expansion of Buddhism is depicted through murals and literatures. Buddhism is also showcased through its symbols as bells and stupa. The rise of Magda. Enter through a large wooden toran gate and walk past a vibrant overhead display of a canopy of spears to learn about the mighty army of Nandaj. The natural resources of the Bihar region aided the growth of Magda. Rajgir was established as a major town and the Magadhan Empire evolved by garnering authority as a trade center. The Nanda dynasty consolidated the first empire of India and made Patliputra a strong center of military activities. The Great Mauryan Empire. Meet some of the region's most fascinating heroes with the rise of the Mauryan dynasty. Chanakya, the prime strategist and counselor to the Chandragupta Maurya, who vanquished the Nandas and established the Mauryan Empire. Learn about how the Arthashastra was rediscovered. Find out about the Greek ambassador Megasthenes, who toured the Mauryan Empire and recorded his impression in his wonderful account, Indica. The fabulous achievements of the Mauryan art in the art are on display. Asoka the Conqueror and the Pacifist. Meet Asoka, India intriguing emperor. This section shows the Kalinga War and its devastating effects, followed by Asoka turn to pacifism. Learn about Asoka's edicts where he refers to himself as Piyadasi, beloved to the gods. Asoka's unique model of a welfare state and Dhamma missions are depicted. Find out how Brahmi was decoded and how the Qumran exhibition reveals various facets of Mauryan history. History Gallery B. History Gallery B has exhibits on the Sungas, the Kusanas and Kusana art, followed by the Gupta Empire arts and culture. There is an exhibit on the Mundeswari temple and on Harsvardhana. The journey continues to the great Buddhist Mahavira, the Palas of Bengal, and the three sections on Panda sculptures. History Gallery B takes you through the Sungas and the Kusanas, aided by the art and terracotta exhibit from the period. Mathura and the Gandhara sculptures are on display. Kusana sculptures of the Balarama, Ekan, Basak, and Vasudeva are set against a vast mural. You are introduced to the Gupta Empire art and culture. Explore the history of coins, terracotta, and sculptures. Learn about the King Harsvardhana. Exhibits on the great Buddhist Mahaviras and the monks' cells can be seen with an elaborated view on the important Mahaviras as Nalanda, Vikramshila, Udantapuri, and Telhara. There is a section on the Palas and three sections on Palas sculptures. In between, there are many cities sitting space for the visitors. Regional Art Gallery. The Regional Art Gallery will show curated exhibitions of Bihari craftsmanship, folk cultures, and traditions. You will appreciate the delicate skills of local Bihari craftsmanship and learn about its nonsense. The arts and crafts tradition of Bihar is celebrated through creations of masters, craftspersons. Particular culture are presented through rotating exhibits and shows curated by Bihar regional craftsperson towards the understanding of living culture. Bihari diaspora. The Bihari diaspora gallery explores the contribution of Bihari people in making indelible imprints in the history and culture of other lands where they settled. The gallery provides the historic context of how Biharis were relocated to countries like Mauritius, Bangladesh, and beyond. Some were recruited as laborers in the early days of the East India Company, and others explored foreign lands on their own initiative. Activate an interactive map to learn about the origins of the Bihari's culture, trade routes, and how population has relocated in foreign land. Aside of the past moments, also discover recent stories of the people of Bihar, their accomplishments, and their involvements. To understand the influence Bihar has had around the world. Battling extremely adverse conditions, many common Biharis, along with Bihari creeds, have impacted the destiny of history, culture, and society of India. The Bihari Diaspora Gallery provides the historical context of relocation of Biharis and research stories that illustrate the influence of Biharis had around the world. It continues the narrative beyond the history galleries, taking the story of Bihari into the modern world. There is a contemporary art section in which the local artisans display their paintings made by themselves. Few sittings and recreational points are also there present all around. History Gallery C. History Gallery C recreates medieval Bihar, Delhi and Bengal sultanates, the Mughal and the Sur dynasty, British accession and battles for Bihar at Palace and Buxar. Bihar during the Nawabs of Bengal, Patna School of Painting, Sufism in Bihar and Patna's connect with Sikhism are main sections. History Gallery C recreates medieval Bihar and expands to explore the Delhi and Bengal sultanates. See the 400-year dynastic line of the Mughal and Mughals' armor. Learn about the Sur dynasty with exemplary contributions of Sher Shah Suri. Voices from the Past explores Bihar as an important Suba, that is the province, for the Mughals. Exhibits shows the British accessions and the battle for Bihar at Palace and Buxar. Bihar as a center for trading and manufacture is portrayed in the Nawabs of Bengal and artifacts of Nawabs. The portrait celebrates the famed Patna School of Painting. Witness the story of Sufism in Bihar and Patna's connect with Sikhism. The concluding experience highlights the dynamic culture of Bihar with an exit through Darbhanga Fort and a wall display of Daniel prints. Historical art. Be enthralled by the profound masterpiece from ancient India. Bihar Museum's star attraction is the world famous Didarga Jakshi, a life-size sculpture that displays the fineness of modern stone crafting in Chunar sandstone. Exquisite artistry and aesthetics of Bihar's history are embodied in the Patna school paintings and bronzes, Buddhist and Jain art. Exhibits include female deities, terracotta artifacts, and Hindu deities. Some 18th century Daniel prints capture evocative scenes from India during the British Raj. Other pertinent sections have displays of Thangka paintings of Tibetan arts, Buddhist arts, and selection of medieval miniature paintings. Children's Gallery. The orientation exhibits are designed to engage children by transporting them to natural environment and making them curious to learn. A storybook style illustrated map of India with important places and major transportation routes greets the children at the orientation rooms. The Children's Gallery brings the history of Bihar and natural history alive for children. Nature Trials at Wildlife Sanctuary. A people's shrubs display the entrance welcome visitors. Next to the people, there is a large map with the 21 sanctuaries and 2 national parks of Bihar. The map depicts wildlife that can be found in the terrains. Chandragupta Maurya, first emperor of India. Enter a miniatured version of Patliputra past the gate of Maurya city walls. Here you can read about Patna of earlier times as described by Megasthenes, the Greek ambassador to Chandragupta court, in his account titled Indica. Sit on the king's thrones and imagine you are Chandragupta Maurya. Pass the Turan gate, answer 7 questions which reveal what does it take to be a king. The Mauryan wore very elaborative headgear and the wall of mirrors has a number of mirrors with headgear sculptured into the frames. Sirsa Suri, the bold and brave. Sirsa Suri gained his stronghold in Bihar with a stout strategy, destabilizing the Mughals' rule with daring willpower. He later ruled over northern India for 5 years. Sirsa Suri predicted Patna would become a strategic location in future. He built a fort around the city to protect it, reviving Patliputra. Arts and culture comes alive. The primary exhibit is a curved wall with a grids of panel displaying Madhubani art. Some of the sections hold display monitors and films depicts animated dancers painted in Madhubani style. Children will enjoy watching these animated paintings which are accompanied by music. A large modern style terracotta house painted in Madhubani style is the centerpiece attraction. The vision for the new museum. is to be a world-class showcase for the ancient history and heritage of the lands known as Bihar. It will be a destination for resident Biharis and also for domestic and international tourists alike. Patna climate is warm and temperate with hot summers and dry winters. You could easily reach the museum. It's located at Bihar Museum, Nehru Path, Patna 800001. You could contact on number 0612 2235732. Hope you like my video. Subscribe, comment and like. Thank you. Have a nice day.